Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to ModGolf Live. I am your host, Colin Weston, and today I've got another fabulous show for you. I have someone I've known for many, many years, someone that's been a real supporter of ModGolf. I'll tell you what, before I get going here, I seem to be having a little bit of an audio problem here. I think I've got my own voice going here. I know all of you love hearing me once, but now you're hearing me twice, which isn't the best. So hang on here for a second here. There we go. Okay, got that taken care of now. Audio problems solved. My own IT person here. So let's go. Let's restart it again. All right. So welcome to ModGolf Live. As I mentioned, I'm having a guest on today. That's someone I've known for many, many years now. He's been such a great supporter for everything we've done with the ModGolf podcast, and that is Kris Jonasson. And he is the CEO of British Columbia Golf, which is our provincial chapter of Golf Canada. So we're going to get into all the impactful things they do to help grow and support the game across the province, the over 300 plus golf courses that we have in beautiful British Columbia, and all the tournaments, all the elite level play, and how they make golf accessible and fun and welcoming for everyone. So we're going to get into that and all the good work that Kris and his team at British Columbia Golf are doing. As we get started here, first thing I want to talk about is hey, this is an interactive show here. So we are on YouTube Live here. So if you're joining us today here, I see we already have a couple of people that have popped on. So welcome wherever you are. It's morning time here in Vancouver. I'm still having my morning coffee here. If you're on, back east in North America, it's lunchtime. Wherever you are around the world, welcome. So we do want to make this interactive. So if you have any questions for Kris as we get going here, please put them in chat. I will make sure that I give you a shout out and we include those in the conversation. Believe me, I can ask questions for Kris all day long here, but it's not just about me. I want to make this also about you. So yeah, to start off here on YouTube, yeah, I'm from Vancouver, as I mentioned. Why don't you let us know who you are and where you're from today? We'd love to hear from you. So starting with that, the other thing I did want to mention here is the good things that we do here on ModGolf here and on the YouTube channel. So hey, if you're able to join us here, which you obviously have, if you could do us one small little favor here. If you could subscribe to the channel here, it really helps us. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, and with YouTube, that just unlocks a couple of different things here that we can do. And the more we grow, the more support you provide here, the more I'm able to bring on great guests like I have with Kris Jonasson here. And with the ModGolf podcast here, we just released our latest episode here. So yeah, if you go to www.mod.golf, you'll find all the latest episodes here. I could spend time going through all those, but you know what? I want to bring Kris on here because he's the main event and want to introduce him here. So here we go. Mr. Kris Jonasson, welcome to ModGolf Live. Good morning.
Good morning, Colin. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. My pleasure here, Kris. So, hey, to get us started here, Kris, wanted to ask you, just to let everyone here know, to kick things off here, can you tell us a bit about your journey in golf personally and what led you to become the CEO of British Columbia Golf?
Well, that's a rather long and complicated story, but essentially I have been in the executive director CEO position since April 1st, 1996.
Wow.
Which officially makes me the longest running April Fool's joke in Canadian golf administration. But my background, I started as a banker. For some health reasons, I took a disability pension from the bank, and as my health improved, I started to get back involved in looking for work, and ended up as a tour official on the Canadian Professional Golf Tour. Did that for a few years, and then through a combination of being in the right place at the right time, the opportunity with British Columbia Golf reared its ugly head, and I accepted the challenge, and I've been here ever since.
Love that. Love that. Well, you managed to condense that down very nicely here. So So, hey, let's talk about British Columbia Golf here. Why don't you let everybody know what your primary mission and vision is with British Columbia Golf, and how does it shape the work that you do and your team does across the province?
Well, we are the provincial sport organization responsible for the sport of golf. So we're recognized by the province of British Columbia and also by Golf Canada as being the organization that looks after the sport in the province. So we really have three areas of focus from an operations point of view. We conduct championships. So we run all of the amateur championships around the province. We maintain and oversee the handicap system, which is the main benefit to most golfers in the province that are members of British Columbia Golf. And then we have a big role in sport development, both at the on the participation level and also on the performance level.
Got it. Got it. So, a lot of our viewers, especially listeners on the ModGolf podcast, are in the US, even though we've got a lot of Canadian listeners here, so they can understand how the kind of the golf associations and organizations work in Canada as compared to the PGA sections. Can you let them know from the top down with Golf Canada how it works in our country here to support golf?
Well, we're a little different than the U.S. in some ways. In the U.S., they have allied golf associations, which are the state, primarily the state golf associations, and they conduct a lot of championships and also oversee the handicap system. The big difference between Canada and the United States is that in Canada, when you join either the provincial golf association or Golf Canada, you are joining the other one. So when you join British Columbia Golf, you're a member of Golf Canada and vice versa. Whereas in the US, if you join the State Golf Association, you would have to have a separate membership with the USGA.
Right. Got it. Got it. So with British Columbia Golf, you have memberships there. So do you have with all the golf courses? We have over 300. I just looked at it yet the other day. I think there's 324 golf courses across the province. I'm sure so are, I don't know if that's the right number, but 300 plus. So how do you connect and help, whether you're promoting them or just growing the game for them, even though you did talk about earlier that everybody's pretty much at full capacity, which is a good problem to have. But what is your connection with the over 300 golf courses across the province?
Well, each of the golf facilities in the province is a member of the association, and their membership are the individual members of British Columbia Golf or Golf Canada.
Right.
So we have some clubs that have a big membership, primarily as an example, are private clubs. But we have other clubs that have no membership, and that might be resort golf courses that are just open to the general public, but don't really have a membership. And then we have everything in between. So we work with each individual club to make sure that the people that play there and belong there are registered in our system, and they do that primarily through access to the score center, which is the main conduit to our handicapping services.
Got it. Got it. So I see that your part of your vision and your mission is to engage and make golf accessible for underrepresented communities, especially women and youth. And you have certain programs that either you're spearheading yourself or you're partnering with, like the First Tee, for example, and also I believe with our good friend Coach Cheyenne, who's doing some impactful work to grow the game on the women's front. So tell us a little bit about those two things, about how you are taking initiatives and putting energy into connecting and growing the game for young people and women, especially.
Well, we have a volunteer board of directors, and they establish a strategic plan. Our current plan covers the time period from 2022 to 2025. So we're just getting ready to start developing our plan going forward. But essentially, we have four areas of operation or pillars. Participation growth is one. performance is another. Organizational stability is the third, and then relationships is the fourth. And our relationships would be with all of the other entities that are involved in golf. And golf is somewhat unique as a sport in that we have an awful lot of organizations that are a part of the overall picture. If you were to compare us to another sport, well, if you were to compare us to any sport, golf in total is bigger than all other sports combined.
Yes. Yeah, I think I believe I read in Canada, because we have a population around 40 million people, that there's around 6 million recreational golfers. So it is a sport that it is the most popular recreational sport in the country, because even people like myself, just turning 60 here, I can keep on playing here. And I like to at least dream that my best golf is still in front of me here. Whereas compared to playing basketball and baseball and football quite competitively and hockey, those days are behind me. I don't think I'll be out there trying to play basketball competitively like I used to. So you don't age out with golf, which is one of the nice pieces in the work that you've done also on the health benefits side. Can you talk a little bit about that with the fitness and the health side that you're promoting through the game of golf?
Sure, I would encourage people to go look at some wonderful research that's been done at the golfandhealth.org website. This is a UK-based organization, but they have demonstrated the health benefits of golf for a number of years, and we have a tremendous amount of research, peer-reviewed research, that supports just how beneficial golf is. As an example, Colin, if you are a regular golfer, you have a 5-year life expectancy that's longer than most other people because you play the game. Sustained, low impact exercise is one of the best things that you can do, and golf does provide that. It's also great for people that have health issues. If you've got Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, one of the big dangers is falling.
Yes.
And golf, because you walk, or even if you ride, you have to swing a club. You have to have a little bit of balance control, and it helps. So people that unfortunately have degenerative diseases like Parkinson's find that golf can be good therapy.
Can see that. I remember a couple of years ago, because you made the introduction to me. I'm sorry, I forgot the gentleman's name, the doctor who's done that study that spoke in Vancouver, and then I had him on the podcast.
That would be
remember his name.
Dr. Roger Hawks.
Thank you. Yes, of course. So I will include the link to that episode down below here in the notes here on YouTube, because that was extremely impactful in the work that they've done in the studies. And yes, adding 5 years to the life, that's not something they've made up. They actually have the data to back that up. And I know myself, I was out there just with my phone and looking afterwards. I played a round of golf, and I always walk out at University Golf Club. And even though I got beat up pretty badly in a match play, but I still got my 15,000 steps in. So that's and that critical thinking going around, and the focus, and just and the hand-eye coordination, all those things you talk about, the balance. That these are all good things. It's kind of, I call it sneaky fitness. You're out there with your friends, you're socializing, I'm grinding away trying to win a match, but you're getting all these amazing benefits, and you're outside breathing fresh air too.
Absolutely. And the only thing that I caution is cut back on the number of Guinnesses after the round.
Well, I did keep it to one this time, because I think I mentioned off camera before that the only saving grace of losing a match is that we have a tradition that the winner has to buy the loser a beer. And it was a nice young Irishman that whipped me pretty bad yesterday, and so he bought me a pint of Guinness. But I only had the one there, so yes, it's all about balance, right?
Yes, it is all about balance.
And talking about all about balance, let's talk about kind of that sustainability piece now. When people think sustainability, we're talking just environmental sustainability. But for the game of golf and the industry of golf in British Columbia, let's talk about the 3 pillars of sustainability: the economic, the environmental, and also the social piece that I know you're doing, even with First Nations and Indigenous communities around the province too. So you talk a bit about those three legs of the sustainability chair.
Sure. Well, first from an economic point of view, in British Columbia, we are a $3.7 billion industry. So we have a massive economic impact, and we bring golfers from around the world into the province. So there's a huge economic benefit. From the environmental perspective, we are stewards of the land. We manage probably the largest green space of any organization within the province. So we're vitally concerned with issues like water management and chemical management on the golf course. Our golf courses are home to a wide variety of animals. So they thrive in an environment where they can run free, and the facility itself has all kinds of water hazards and areas where wildlife can just live as they're meant to live. And then golf is a game for everybody. There is nobody that can or cannot play the game. So we have been actively involved in introducing the game to newcomers to Canada, to some of our Indigenous people. Indigenous bands within the province have a tremendous um, investment in the game
Yes.
throughout British Columbia. They own several facilities. They own a few driving ranges. You've got facilities like the Musqueam golf course in Vancouver. It sits on prime real estate. So it's a wonderful little golf course. And the only problem that I've had is that they seem to have a mosquito issue every time I go there. But uh, yeah, you really can't do anything about that.
That's a personal thing, personal gripe. Well, I grew up in Ontario, and there's mosquitoes everywhere, so we're pretty lucky out here on the West Coast. The fact that we do not have the humidity, we can play all year round. Like I said, I was just out there yesterday, beautiful sunny day, and yeah, was out there playing. So in the couple minutes we have left here, I do want to mention here once again, I'm active here on our chat. I put it out there. Hey, you have any questions for Kris? We got a couple people that are joining us on the show. Thanks for joining us here. If you want to ask some questions here about anything about golf and Kris's amazing legacy that he's provided, and I do say that I do sincerely mean that, because you champion the game and are more than happy to make introductions. You've made so many for me over the last almost 8 years since we started the ModGolf podcast here. So you are one of the, well, there's so many great people in the golf industry, but I have to say, Kris, you are wonderful in the sense that you really authentically want the game to grow and support people, whether it's like Coach Cheyenne, who I mentioned, who is spearheading some of the women's initiatives that you're working on, and you just give people that opportunity to grow and have those chances to be involved in the game. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So as we finish up here, I did want to ask about the kind of the tourism aspect. I know you talked about that British Columbia has a good problem, that the 300 plus golf courses, that trying to get on a course and book something for the public courses is very difficult. But how do you, as an organization, support that tourism piece to encourage people to spend their next, maybe their buddies' golf trip, both men and women, to come to British Columbia for a week and enjoy the beautiful golf that we have here in the province?
Well, British Columbia Golf is an active member of the Allied Golf Association of BC, and one of the groups that's involved there is the BC Golf Marketing Alliance, which is a group of golf courses that have come together to really to market British Columbia as a golf destination, and then within that to market their particular regions. So, we are blessed in this province to really have 7 or 8 completely different golf experiences. If you want to play golf by the ocean, you can do that. If you want to play golf in the mountains, you can do that. If you want to play golf in the desert, we have desert conditions. So there are all kinds of opportunity for somebody to come to British Columbia, stay for a week, play a multitude of different golf courses, and it would be wrong to think that everybody just plays the big golf courses in an area, because in reality they may do that with 1 or 2 of the upscale resort courses, but then they spread out and they play every course in the province. So we work with the BC Golf Marketing Alliance. We work with government. We have some relationships with the tourism department, and we're currently working on a program very similar to the BC Parks program, to have a golf themed license plate. And one of the things that we own is the tagline, British Columbia, Canada's golf capital.
Nice. I need me one of those license plates. Although my non-playing wife may argue, but we have to get her into the game. I'm trying very hard, so we're working on that.
Well, a lot of people have asked me what happened during the pandemic? Why did golf take off? And the answer, when you think about it, is really quite easy. We have known through research for years that if we could get somebody to play 8 rounds of golf, we had a 70% chance of creating a committed golfer. And that's exactly what the pandemic did. It was the only thing that you could do. You could get outside, you could play a round of golf. If you played 8 times, then we had a 70% chance of converting you to a committed golfer. And that's why the sport has turned around, and we continue to grow.
Well, I guess I just need to get my wife out there for that first couple of rounds of golf here, because right now she's one of those perfect people for golf in my mind. That she's athletic, she loves the outdoors, she does so many other sports, but she's also highly competitive. So just crossing that chasm of, because as we know, golf is hard to actually get to the golf swing where you're not frustrated all the time. Whereas that's why I was always successful at baseball. I would succeed 1 out of 3 times or 1 out of 4 times, and I was great. Whereas if I hit the ball well once every 3 times in golf, I'm not going to break 100. So I know that she struggles with that.
Well, you're describing your wife sounds like me describing my wife, except she plays more than I do, and probably will never keep score in her entire life. They just really enjoy being out there and the socializing with their friends and having a good time. So there are all kinds of reasons to play the game, and being competitive is not that high on the list.
Right. Well, interestingly, and I haven't promoted this one yet because I just released this episode, Kris, last night, but I'm sure this young woman. So with Courtney Campbell, who's in West Vancouver at the 9-hole Eagle Crest golf course, that she's got this wonderful platform to introduce women to the game called Birdies Babes Golf, and the great things that she's doing there. So she has really created this fun environment that women that have never played the game before can come out. So it's not intimidating. They don't feel overwhelmed, and they're having a great experience. And she's starting to now, for 2025, scale this up and have this at more courses within the Lower Mainland and Greater Vancouver. So there are wonderful people out there that are doing great work, and Courtney is certainly one of the ones that are doing that. So yeah, that episode just dropped late last night. I'll be promoting that one, but I hope everyone gives that one a listen, because she's doing some great things, and she's got great energy, and she's lots of fun.
Well, I look forward to hearing your conversation with her.
There we go. So hey, to finish up here, Kris, just wanted to ask you about kind of the future. If you're able to kind of gaze into that crystal ball over the next 3 to 5 years with British Columbia golf, how do you envision the future of golf in the province? Do you see well, here, I'll let you answer that. Even as far as I don't even know if more golf courses are looking to open up, even within the province, if that's even possible with capacity. So where are you seeing the game in the province over the next half a decade with the capacity that we have and the connectivity that you want to make to new golfers and also people that are already enjoying the game?
Well, I look at the future. I am not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that we're going to build any more golf courses because, quite honestly, the investment and the amount of land that's required is something that just indicates that we probably are not going to increase our green grass capacity by a huge amount over the next few years.
Right.
Having said that, I am more than impressed with the growth of simulated golf. And I think that there is a huge opportunity for the game to expand in that area. I know in the Richmond area, we've seen just an explosion of indoor golf facilities that service the Asian market. I've been in some of the facilities. I've seen a date night. I've just seen a whole lot of people having fun. And simulated golf allowed me to get my grandson involved in golf. He tried it, didn't like it because it wasn't fast enough for him.
Right.
But the combination of being able to stand up there and hit a ball hard and the technology kind of turned him on. And, now he's talking to me all the time about playing golf. So I do see that we'll continue to expand, but it may be in more untraditional areas like simulated golf.
Well, I was going to ask you that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I was curious that if British Columbia Golf, if the future you are looking within the organization to support non-green grass golf experiences, as you mentioned there, whether kind of indoor simulators. I know we don't have a kind of a Top Golf type of facility here in British Columbia quite yet, but are those ways that you see as that gateway, as you talked about with your grandson there, to grow the game, to have those first experiences and maybe start taking lessons at those type of facilities, not just as entertainment, but training that you're more comfortable and then using that as kind of the funnel to get people eventually to get onto one of the several par 3 courses that we have here in Greater Vancouver, and then onto a full golf course.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We are seeing that as a growth opportunity. Ever since organizations like Topgolf started, we have seen a crossover between starting at the technology-driven facilities and moving on to green grass. We launched a few years ago. Particularly for women, we launched a program that we call our Cloud Series, which is where we allow golfers across the province to play their home course, submit scorecards to us, and we kind of keep track using the handicap system, course and slope rating. But the pricing is all draw prizes, and we're looking to maybe see how we can launch a league-based cloud series at indoor facilities this winter. So it is something that's on our radar, and we hope to continue to keep it going.
Interesting. Yes, the growth in screen golf or simulator golf is just growing. Not just these privately owned facilities that you can go to, but I had a gentleman on ModGolf Live a few months ago, and he's created in the U.S. He's actually created this community and this venture called Neighborhood National. So in a way, he's kind of like the Uber for golf simulators. So people that own them at their own house, they become the hosts, and they can make a little bit of money off of this, but ultimately you're creating community. And now they're at the level that they've managed to interconnect all these, and they've got about 50 or 60 or 70 of them now, and they're holding real-time tournaments all across the country and doing this from this grassroots level. And so there's some really interesting things that are going on there, that there's no reason why that interconnectivity here especially during the winter months. We don't have the snow like other parts of Canada has, but yeah, it's cold and it's rainy, so a lot of people don't want to swing a golf club. So having that opportunity here is something that could help grow the game also.
Well, absolutely. And, I think that's one of the areas where we've been so pleased to support with what you're doing with ModGolf, because you understand that, technology has the ability to change and strengthen the sport going forward. And, I certainly have enjoyed listening to some of your guests. There are a lot of people that have some very innovative ideas. And, it's a real pleasure to hear what people that are way smarter than me are doing in order to grow the game. So I would just congratulate you on what you're doing, because I think it's something that the sport needs.
Oh, well, thank you for that, Kris. I really do appreciate it. And again, I do appreciate all the support that you and your team have provided me over the years. You got your website up there, and look at you're promoting the podcast, because we all, it's a win-win, because I create content that I know aligns with your mission and your goals and your values. And it's just a great way that I can provide some great conversations that I have with these people that, like myself, are way smarter, way more creative than me, and I learned something from every single one of them, including Hoyt right there, who we had on a couple weeks ago. And yeah, all the work that you are doing in the team there, it's great, and I love to have partners like you. And without you, you wouldn't give me the opportunity or the capacity to continue on with what I do. Like, you're one of a small handful of organizations that have supported me for many, many years, and I do thank you for that. It's made a huge difference.
Well, it's been our pleasure.
All right. So on that note, why don't we finish up there? Because I know you're a busy man and you got many things to do here on your Monday morning. But Kris Jonasson, CEO of British Columbia Golf. Again, I've been wanting to have you on for many, many years, and I'm glad that, because I know you've got a hectic schedule and you travel a lot too. So I'm glad that you've managed to find the time to share with our audience, with our viewers here, and myself, all the great things that you and the organization are doing across this beautiful province of ours.
All right. Well, thanks, Colin.
You're welcome. All right, Kris, have a great day. We will talk soon.
Take care. Bye.